What is going on, Cowboys Nations? Thank you for tuning into the Stargate Cowboys Report on this chilly Tuesday evening here in East Texas. Hope everybody's doing well. As always, it's your Knicks checking in. I know it looks a little, hey, wait, it's just this guy. Spoonie and Mary run a little late. Spoonie should be just about 82nd, Mary not too far behind him, So, got the YouTube. Let me turn the YouTube down. Let me see who's checking in right now. Who's coming in? What's going on? My God, Rush Hunter's in the building. What's going on, Rush? Mendoza over there on the YouTube. And hey, don't forget, guys, we're on YouTube as well. Stargate Podcast. You go over there, find us, like us, sub, hit that notification button. Bobby's in the building saying, hey, Knicks, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Buddha. Just another sad day. Up for the mall torn up. Man, it's we got a long ways to go. A lot to talk about. Michael's at the building as always. Thank you so much. Well, with that being said, as we wait for the stragglers to get here, 25-3, ladies and gentlemen, 25-3. If you watched last week's preview, I sat here and kind of said, man, the run game scares me, and watch out for their tight end. Run game put up about 200 yards, and the tight end played pretty good as well. Just a couple of things that this team, just seems to have issues with stopping this entirety of this season. And then, of course, to right with this run game, here comes some checking in now. With the run game and the tight end, well, we just can't get right. I said they only scored 20 points twice in the season so far. If not getting stopped on the 1 yard line and missing the field goal, they'd have put up damn near 40 on us. We can't stop a nosebleed. 20 points, give it up in the first half, 6 consecutive games, NFL record. It's that bad, guys. Like, I lived through the Wade Phillips, there at the very end bad. Lived through the Ryan era, the Monty Kiffin worst Cowboys defense ever. 7 games in, it's not just Cowboys worst ever. This is NFL. This is poultry. This is the worst ever. My goodness. Spoonie.
What's going on,
showed up right on time. Before I started maybe perhaps spouting some extracurricular words to throw into the old gauntlet of it's no longer like a jar. It is definitely grown.
Okay.
Since then. It's definitely grown. I don't know what we're going to call a cauldron, maybe. But yeah, I mean, just in case you heard, just about the, what we were doing, how it went down, couldn't stop the run. That Logan Thomas Scott told y'all to worry about kind of came and did his thing. Offensively, couldn't do much. I mean, the only guy that had any fire was Andy Dalton. And I guess maybe he pissed some people off because he yelled on the sideline, because when he got hit, I'm like, wow, my man just got his head taken off and nobody did anything. My goodness.
Nobody came to nothing.
Yeah. Defensively, right, we give up the 40-yard run right out the gate. Here we are. Oh my gosh. Did they get the goal line stop? And I look at my brother, I'm like, man, I said, we're on the 1-inch line. And then we get a penalty and we get to move up some. And we're up a little bit. I'm like, okay, we're not going to get a safety. And then we still gave them boys a safety.
Right. And that front four, as we said last week, they was relentless getting through. They was getting through. And it's
and another you got, Nick. I was going to go ahead.
Was that?
No, go ahead, Spoon.
Go ahead,
Spoon.
That front four was relentless. And we said that the last show that's gonna be the issue right there. How good can the offensive line protect Andy Dalton? And it was just bad. It was just bad right from the beginning. And now he's in concussion protocol, and now we got to see if Ben DiNucci, if he gets the nod next week, Sunday Night Football against the Eagles.
Well, and again, as your guy Nick, I was on Twitter and some other pockets, and I was like, they're going to blitz. And like, oh no, everyone said, Knicks, no. Ron Rivera, it's just the front four. I was like, I know how good the front four is. I'm like, the blueprint is you overload a side, You blitz. We can't pick it up. The very first when they get the sack strip fumble, what do? They blitzed. I told them, I'm like, man, they're going to blitz. They're going to blitz. Mario's coming in the building. Let's get her on in here real quick as well. Mary.
What up?
Very simple, because I don't want to spend too much time on this damn game. Go ahead. Your thoughts on this Washington-Dallas game?
Well, y'all know I picked us to lose. And I mean, everything that I thought could possibly happen happened. They couldn't stop the run, couldn't stop the pass. Kyle Allen looked like a decent quarterback in this league. Our defense looked like they gave up. They looked dejected. Andy Dalton, he still looked kind of erratic. Although I do think that the play calling could have been better, could have set him up better. He still looked erratic and not confident, unsure. And I felt so bad for that concussion that hit. It was out of line. I'm glad he's okay. But I'm excited to see what Ben DiNucci can do.
Yeah, I screened for Max Protect all week, and we just didn't do it, unfortunately. And not enough, anyways. And the Ben DiNucci, experiment. I mean, he comes in, and here's the thing between just speak to him and Andy Dalton. Comes in on the little pitch out to Zeke fumble, whatever. Get that out of here, whatever. I don't even know what that play call was, whatever, right? But the very next pass, over the top. He threw it downfield, 32 yards. I was like, oh.
It was nice. Yeah, it was nice.
Haven't seen that because Andy, if you look at last week and this week, there was guys that were open downfield, and Andy's like, all right, tight end, all right, running back. Okay, where's my check down? And not looking over, over the top. And Ben, young, doesn't know any better, over the top. Now on the same token, on the very next drive, I saw Ben on the outs of galloping. Whoo! He missed it by, he would have hit a barn side on that thing. Yeah. I'm like, neither here nor there. Yeah, So, and of course, Cowboys, they should have saw the media as soon as he hit the 30-yard pass. Like, it's Nucci time. Ben's here. Dak's about to get Bledsoe. And then, yeah, calm down, guys. It was one throw.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, one throw. But, Washington completely and utterly destroyed us in, every shape and form. No respect going for it on fourth down multiple times, getting into points. I couldn't get – punting wasn't good. Kicking wasn't good. Just F's across the board. We can't cover. And speaking to Allen, there's times that we had him in third and long and check the tape. Jalen gets singled up on a tight end or a running back, and it's an automatic first down, or he gets a pass interference call. Jordan Lewis doing Jordan Lewis things in the slot, getting toasted up a little bit as well. I'll tell you what, if a bright spot that I saw once again, I still like it. I still keep seeing them flashes from a guy out there at safety.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson. I still keep seeing flashes. There's some things he's got to clean up. But I'm like, man, Wilson, I think there's some things there. Woods, it was so bad they finally put Woods to the bench and Parker was playing for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. I don't even know. Any final thoughts on this Washington game? Because there's some other things I definitely want us to get to.
They're just bad, and I'm honestly not surprised by anything that happened. Honestly, 100%. I also want to say that, if we would have kept Byron, this would have been a little bit better. But I digress.
Spoon, any less on this Washington and that game?
All right. I'll just say
for the first time ever in the history of this 2-year run, I don't think we're it. So there it is. Spoon is speechless. But we got a trade alert, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a trade alert. The Cowboys have become maybe quote unquote trade deadline. What do we have? Harrison Griffin. Hello? Can you hear me? No? Hey?
You
Yeah,
you
you
like
can.
blanked out. You're cutting in and out.
Yeah, you're delaying.
Let me hit that old refresh button real quick. See what. Oh, let me hit the refresh button. Let me hit it. Anyways, as I was saying, we had a trade.
Oh, there he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're talking about Everson Griffin. Are you there? Are you back?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. So Everson Griffin to the Detroit Lions, conditional sixth, could be at best a fifth. 100% on board with that. We've talked about all season so far how Everson Griffin has been very disappointing, hasn't been good. Even when he did all that crying about moving back to, hands in the dirt, still wasn't good. Getting blocked by QBs. Just complete lack of effort on the field. And I'm glad he's gone. And I also think he was the mole in the locker room.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Spoon, what do you feel about the trade?
Oh no, I'm with Mary 110%. I'm glad I got rid of him. Great trade. You got something for him. I know folks could expect nothing crazy. You only had one sack. You barely heard anything from him. All you heard was nothing but excuses. Starting from week 2 about playing a certain way, X, Y, and Z, and great plays adjust to what's being asked. And again, I remember him responding to one of Jeff Kavanaugh's statement about the way he was playing. It was really not personal, and he took it personal. Listen, I'm just glad he's out of it. And I agree with Mary. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the moles in there. Talking out of it. Listen, it's time for Bradley and I and Gregory to get some shine in that spot.
Yeah. Again, whatever you can get at this point, I'm here for it. I think any of the 1 year guys you can trade and get anything for them, I trade them.
Right.
I don't look, and I kind of want us to keep Cheeto next year. But low key, if somebody wants to give me something for Cheeto, I'm trading it. That's just where I'm at. Cheeto, Lewis. If you're not gonna bring back Joe Thomas, you get something for him. At linebacker, so be it. Any of these Woods, if anybody wants to give me a bag of beans for Woods, so be it.
Yeah, somebody mentioned a Starbucks gift card, and somebody else was like, Starbucks gift card might be too much for it.
If it's a $5, it's a $5.
Mary, was that you who said that?
I didn't say it, but I did agree.
Wow. Starbucks gift card. I got me a gift card. I got to eat.
Man, like I said, man, at the end of the day, whatever you can get, and it's funny because before this, we heard, oh, well, we're going to probably be more buyers than sellers. And then here we are, Tuesday, and here we go, we're selling. And look, I'm all with it. Go ahead and just start selling. There's nothing like I've seen people say, well, maybe we can trade for Ryan Fitzpatrick. There's not a quarterback going to come in here and save this thing.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, listen, this should be a fun. Listen, I know a lot of us play Madden football. We do the franchise mode. Sometimes we trade everybody. Here's the thing. We're not happy what's going on, but look forward towards the future. We're going to have some new toys on this team, some new toys. And it may work out. It just may work out. Sometimes you got to close that one door, open up a whole nother door. And guess what? Close that window, open up a whole brand new window. I'm excited right now. I'm not excited. I'm not happy for the way things ended. But guess what? How are we going to ride this ship? We're going to start over from fresh, get rid of players. There's going to be some major decisions to be made during the offseason. We're going to be in Cleveland. We're going to be at the NFL draft. Oh, we're going to have fun. And that's a new journey.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I cannot recall the last time, and I saw it yesterday and I saw it today. I'm seeing mock drafafts creep up and creep out.
I posted
already.
one.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. You did. That's right, Mary. You did post one.
Maggie, I like
And I'm like, I know Buddha sent us
Come on.
one too. In the chat group, shout out to Buddha. He's like, man, they need to fix this thing. They got us picking 27th. And I saw Mary share one. I've seen 3 or 4 different ones on Twitter from different people and some different groups. I'm like, man, 7 games in, and here we are. We are already okay, guys. What can we get? What can we do? Where's it going? I mean, it's definitely something. Bam, beer games in the middle. What's going on, Brian? As always, so yeah, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time to be in. Richard, I do appreciate you. Mom's fine. She's doing well. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, 7 weeks in, and here we are. We're trading away, a guy that we were just recently talking about, Neverson Griffin, that we said, oh, this pass rush now with D-Law and Gregory's coming and Woody Whoop and Alden Smith can just be this, and now boy, life comes at you fast, doesn't it? Yeah. Life comes at you fast. And I figured, we kind of got little segments kind of quickly because I wanted to get to this. Mm-hmm. And I think everyone that's here is going to enjoy this, is going to definitely have something to say. I want to give some space here for some folks to get some things off their chest and get some things out there in general. If nobody's in here yet, man, that you think should be here, you should give it a like and a share. Get somebody in here now because we're fixing to have a field day with this front office for a little bit. Go ahead. Buckle up. Go ahead and get it's no longer a cuss jar. This might be where we get to the cuss. It's a cauldron now, maybe, for all the dollars that are going into this thing. But right now is going to be the time that we're going to open up the phone lines as well. Somebody's got something to say probably here in a minute, and for sure get this off. So Jerry was on the radio, guys. Did anybody hear about Jerry being on the radio?
Oh, yeah. I can play. Would you want me to play?
Yeah. For those that might have missed Jerry on the radio, okay, let's dial that up for everybody with Mr. Jones on the radio. Mary, I love to chuckle because I feel a little bit, because sometimes we're kind of tied to these kind of things. I know we haven't had a chance to talk about it today. As I heard Jerry in my mind, I was like, oh, it's reached him finally. I just chuckled. I was like, I was just like, oh. I said, oh, it's reached him finally. I was wondering when. Go ahead and play it for the people that haven't heard it. If you haven't heard it, turn it up real quick. Here's Jerry Jones, 105.3.
Does your team have a leadership void?
When we're in the offensive line, where
just overall, when these.
But seriously, where would you have a leadership void? Is it an experience void? Is it a talent void? Is it a leadership void? I'm not trying to be cute here. The answer is no. The answer is no.
I'm asking you.
There's not a. Well, just shut up and let me answer. No.
Jerry, go to the locker room. What I'm asking is, do you see the intangibles?
You're not asking me that. I gave you the answer. When I go into the locker room, there's no leadership void in my eyes.
Okay.
Now that's your answer. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Well, Jerry, there is a fucking leadership issue. You know where it starts? With your fucking crony ass son, it's Stephen fucking Jones. Yep. There is a leadership issue.
Yes,
there unequivocally, absolutely is. There is a cultural issue. Period. It's just it just is. Look, the Nolans and this that. Man, look, I'll give a pass to a certain extent. This thing is worse than the guy that we said couldn't coach on Sundays right now. With majority the same players that you paid. Now, I know we lost Dak. I understand that. But guess what? We said Jason couldn't coach anytime we lost Tony. Whatever happened, happened. It's the same. It's completely different set of people, and it's exactly the same thing. It is a leadership issue, Jerry, and it's in the front office.
Yeah.
Period. That's where it's at. You should feel like you're under fire. You should feel the heat. because you ain't getting that money at the stadiums right now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, for the first time, with the way the social media thing works, is really talking, hey, things are going to start hitting a little bit differently.
Yeah. There's no secret. You can't hide nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Listen.
Go ahead, Simone.
No, I was going to say, I don't got the audio on the part, but there's a part that I read where he was questioning about who makes the decisions on the team, and he took an offense. He goes, at the end of the day, I had the last say so. I can't
tell.
So you can't really tell. You can't really tell because at the end of the day, Jerry, again, not to bring it up, I want to beat a dead horse, but you would have signed Earl Thomas. Your son don't want to sign Earl Thomas. That's just the way it seems. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much every move the last couple of years has been through Stephen Jones. So at the end of the day, you are agreeing with your son. And a lot of moves your son is not making right. You know?
Yeah,
but
I mean, to me, I think here's what I think. I think at the end of the day, Stephen just figured out I don't have to spend as much money and keep making even more money. That's what I think. Period. Now look, changing the draft and sliding Willie McClay these bags and everything, and they pump us up on these draft picks. And look, and a lot of them have panned out. I'm not saying
right.
I'm not saying that the drafts have been bad. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, as we always talk about, especially on the show, there's more than one way to acquire, talent and what you have to do. And you just can't. It's just like you have, offense, defense, special teams. You can't just completely ignore special teams and think you're going to be okay. And yeah, you can draft and do those kinds of things and maybe spend a first round pick on Amari Cooper from time to time. But when if you completely decide to walk, or just completely pass on free agency all the time, everybody in this world knows we need the safety. We banged the table for weeks on end. We talked about all them. They tried to trade or whatever. Earl Thomas broke up this team. Was Earl Thomas a free agent? Somebody help me.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
So what are we really talking about here?
Yeah.
Mary, this are they feeling it, Mary? Is the fire getting to the front office, you think, a little bit, or?
Oh yeah, I definitely think it gets to Jerry. I think Stephen is at a point where I don't agree that neither one of them care about winning, especially when it comes to Jerry. I do think that Stephen's ego has gotten the best of him and he wants to win it his way or no way. And I think that's the issue. I think Jerry's meddling over the years has been an issue. And so finally he's grown to try to not meddle as much. And to the point now where even when he should meddle, he doesn't. So really, they just need to figure out what they're really going to do. Really, at this point, it sounds like they need an actual GM who they 100% defer to, whose job is at risk every single time a decision is made, so that they're going to die on that hill and they just be owners. That's really what needs to happen. It's not like they've drafted badly. Like you said, they haven't drafted badly. So they're not terrible at their jobs. But when it comes to free agency or who they need to re-sign, they drop the ball consistently, or they wait too long to trade guys, or they pay guys they shouldn't, or they pay too much when they shouldn't. And there's no real consequences. They can sit up there on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, whenever they're on the radio, and say, we like the guys we have, because they're comfortable, because they are just hoping that what they believed and how they paid these guys and how they drafted these guys, that those guys will live up to it. And nothing ever happens because their jobs aren't at risk.
Right.
There needs to be a guy whose job is at risk doing those kinds of things.
Yeah, again, look. Jerry was a football guy Stephen was. Let's be clear. Ball, different things. I'm not saying he's an unequivocal Rudy. He's the greatest football guy to own a team or nothing. But Jerry's more of a football guy than Stephen. Stephen's even less of a football guy than his dad. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's just showing. It's just showing. Mary, like you said, it's time for them. It's like it's here now. This thing is bad. Willie McClay, who's been here, giving the job, letting him be the GM, and come back but it's not. But here's the thing, guys. We know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not.
We
Yeah.
know.
I
know. So it's like we're stuck in purgatory. Go ahead.
I think Stephen Jones needs to listen. I know they all vote. We've seen live during the draft how they all sit in the room and they all vote, and Jay gives everybody a say so, which is the way it's supposed to be. But I think Willie McClay needs to get more of a voice. I know in the past, like an example, when there was T.J. Watt and Taco Charlton left on the board, he said, "Go Watt." They was like, "No, Taco's more of a traditional 4-3, and we needed that." And here we are right now, where we could have used T.J. Watt because we're going towards the same scheme, almost the same scheme that he's running in Pittsburgh. It's things like that. At the end of the day, they've done very well with the draft. I've heard Stephen Jones said that he would like to run the Cowboys like the Patriots. But here's the thing: they not only do they draft their players, there's a different type of culture there. You don't see the stuff that we're going through over there in New England. Even right now without Tom Brady, the team still competes. The team, with everything they have, they don't have major stars all over the field. At the end of the day, with the Joneses, they got to stop hyping some of these guys up to be major stars, and they're just not that good. That's just to be honest. They get a play, they sell it as if that play is going to be something major, and that play is not. So what happens is you ignore like free agency, just like BJ and Mary said, free agency. You got to get players in. Sometimes you got to go out there and get that pump player to maybe help the team go over the top, and he's not willing to do that. And it's sad. It's so sad. And with this season right here, it needs some accountability. You can't just say it's because of the injuries, because end of the day, you have a lot of teams who have injuries, and they still overcome that. We just can't. One person goes down, we have excuse me.
I mean, specifically this defense, I mean, we're missing a lot of guys in the back end, but I mean, they are, like we talked about over and over and over again, problems they had last year, missing tackles, can't stop the run, not getting enough pressure, not getting enough sacks. All that is still there. All those same issues. So, we can talk about scheme all day. We can talk about Mike Nolan, know his history, all that other stuff. We can talk about that all day. But ultimately, these are the same players that are having the same issues. So at some point, it has to be their responsibility. This is stuff that they learn in high school, before high school, that they can't do. So there needs to be a change, period. Right. And it needs to be outside of just looking at the coaches. It needs to be, what are we doing with our personnel that is not working?
Well, and here's a couple of points off of, I'm gonna piggyback on something each of y'all said. The playing hard thing, Spoon. Yeah. Here's the thing. And the one thing I always credited Jason Garrett when he was here was the teams never quit. They played hard. We might lose, but they would play hard. I mean, on one hand, you can count us getting blown out underneath the Jason Garrett tenure. Okay. I mean, those are just facts. And then two, Mary, as you're saying, the injuries on the back end, they're not really hurting us because they never have to throw the ball on us. Just run it. The most rushing yards that the Redskins had in the game all season was 109 or something like that.
I think it was less. I think it was like 80, maybe. It was bad. Something low.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, well, for an entire game, it was like 108 or 109. And at halftime, they had 100. And at halftime, they had 113. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, thank God Adrian Peterson still wasn't there. He might have went for 250 on us. I don't even know. I'm like, I mean, they have 5 guys to block. We have 8 guys in the box, and it's still getting gashed for 10 yards. No scheme's going to fix that, Mary. You're absolutely right. Yeah. There's no scheme that's going to fix it. At the end of the day, we just have to look at the mirror and say, forget this star. These guys aren't good.
Yeah.
They're just not. I mean, it's just what it is.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why I was like so, in favor of a coaching change. I mean, there's multiple reasons, but this is one of the main reasons is because, we had the same staff for so long and, we'll see some flashes, but never anything to take us over the hump. We've seen them really bad and then we've seen them go, to pretty top 10, pretty good, to back to really bad, but never enough that's really going to take us over the hump on either side of the ball.
Right.
So, at that point, once the players have changed and the coaches haven't, you see, okay, let's take away the coaches. We feel like we have a pretty good squad right here overall. Let's see what new coaches can do with these players. And now it's abundantly clear in a different system with different ideals, different philosophies, different coaches all around that they're still not good. So there's no excuse for them.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, man, these guys are playing for themselves and not for the guy next to them. That's how I look at it. I've been on teams. I kind of, I've played for teams and I've watched other teams in different things. And at the end of the day, and again, it is a leadership issue. And we talked about this last week. There's nobody on defense standing up and saying, I'm sorry. Like, look, for whatever you want to say about Zeke and, maybe we done paid him too soon and things are happening or whatever, and you saw the interception, whatever you want to say about Zeke. Directly after the game against Arizona, he said, got in front of the whole team. It's on me. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting from somebody on defense instead of say, we're playing like terrible. I'm sorry, and we're going to get it right. I'm going to make sure we're going to get it right because Jalen ain't done it. D-Line ain't done it. LV ain't done it. Like, none of these guys have done it. And it's, it's S9, S10, S11, whatever you want to talk about, and unfortunately, some of these guys' contracts, there's not much we can do with right now. So we're kind of stuck in a situation. So I am going to beg the question. Oh, go ahead, Mary. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I see a lot of fans have been saying, you did mention, this never happened under, Garrett and whatnot. But I remember last Thanksgiving when they were terrible. And the media reported that Michael Bennett was yelling at the defense. That was them giving up. And he was the only one, a complete outsider, a guy we had for less than 6 months saying we need to get it together. So they had really given up. They had. It's just that nobody in the locker room was leaking anything and talking shit about the coaches.
Right. Again, the defense doesn't have a leader. Yeah. That's what it boils down to. When Gallup has to come in here and do those kinds of things, not Gallup, excuse me, Bennett, it just points even to last year. There's nobody on this defense that holds accountability. Some of me want to sell some sunshades and some might want to sell some hot boy merch and whatever the case may be, but it's not about the end result and what's going on. And at the end of the day, therein lies the issue, which brings me back to the point I was going to make is, unfortunately, it's going to fall somewhere where the brass feels it, it goes all the way down, whatever the case may be. Now, I'm a firm believer in this. I'm a firm believer, hey, if you know you made a mistake, don't let it linger. Rip it. Man, just go ahead and rip it out. And for me, at this point, I'm going to say it now. I don't even need to see this game next week. I don't need to see. I know where this thing's headed. It is what it is. I told you I'm going to ride with it for one more week, and then your guy Knicks, I'm out of here. Blow it up. Blow it up. Just blow it up. Look, Mike McCarthy can take Mike Nolan with him. I don't even care. Blow it up and start fresh. Get all the draft picks you can. Do what you got to do. Low key, this is going to ruffle some feathers as well. That's fine. If we're somewhere in the top 3, go draft a quarterback. Let that go. It's fine. Guys, it's fine. I'm star over everything. I am a big Dak guy.
By then they'll know.
Be careful, BJ.
What they're gonna do.
I know. I'm just saying, if we get in that top 3 range, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
There you go. Now.
If we're in that top 3 range, if we're in the top 3 range and we're able to go get a quarterback, at the end of the day, a smart franchise should go get a quarterback. It's the rookie deal. It frees up some money. You can go do some things, so on and so forth.
Again, I love that. And I think they're not going to do anything with that money except let it roll over.
I'm looking for positives.
What are you talking about?
Mary, I want them I want some positives. But, who thinks we're winning 5 games this year? Anybody? Nope.
Oh, no. I think it's going to get worse. I think it's going to continue to get worse. I don't, there's nothing I see that is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like maybe if Sean Lee comes back, he could be a leader. And, once, he's not even allowed on the sidelines while he's, on IR. So maybe him coming back, he starts lighting a fire under a few people, and the defense does something one day when he gets back. I don't know. Maybe one more win, maybe two. At the most, definitely. But 100% would not be surprised if it's only 2 wins.
Yeah, I mean, we got Eagles, Steelers, Vikings, the team in Washington, Ravens, Bengals, Niners, Eagles, Giants.
The only game I got on the schedule that we may win is Thanksgiving. That's about it. Maybe because it's Thanksgiving. Other than that, I'll be honest with you. I don't think we win any more games. And I'm with BJ. I've seen a lot of Cowboys fans on Twitter, all over social media about, and I keep saying it. You can't run away from this scenario. If the Cowboys end up with the top 3 pick and you have 3 star quarterbacks come out, listen, I've been a fan for a long time. I'm a big Michael Irvin fan. I was pissed off when we almost traded Michael Irvin to the Bengals for Carl Pickens at one time because of his issues. I understand of being a fan favorite of a player, but this is a business. At the end of the day, a lot of decision in the business is not going to go well with a fan because we see the players we love go to another team. You're going to see that. You got realistically, if you save the $40 million to give Dak, and I love Dak, we all love Dak, but we all understand they never thought they would be a top 3 pick. So 40 mil plus a top 3 pick plus other draft picks you're going to get in return, you could definitely turn around this team that fast. Now, again, it all depends.
That's assuming a lot. That's assuming a lot.
Mary.
Right.
And it also depends if the right coach is going to basically ride it. Because, I can't see if the Cowboys give Dak the money, the 40 mil, which he's well-deserved, don't expect when we in free agency, see Justin Simmons, the safety out there, go get him. There's no money. The money is to that. You have to build through the draft. You don't expect you're going to see more.
Well, to be clear, even if there was money, they would not make the move.
I mean,
this is what y'all keep forgetting about.
No. I'm not disputing that, Mary. I am not disputing that.
I mean, we had money this offseason to do that. We had money.
And real quick, as Invoice says, we should root for the Jets at this point, which he's not wrong. But I do want to give I do want to throw this stat out there. The last 20 games, guys, last 20, the Jets and the Cowboys are both 7-13.
Yeah.
That's where we are as a franchise, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, man, I don't disagree with you. Look, they had $20 million left on the cap last year. They could have brought somebody in. I agree with you. Whether they do it or not. Now, I mean, obviously getting that high of a draft pick, you can flip that thing, you can trade that thing and get some more picks and do some stuff. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, our guy Mendoza just sat here and said, he doesn't have time for a QB in this defense alert. But at a certain point, though, Mendoza, man.
Here's the thing in this scenario is you have to tag and trade Dak, which assumes that he signs the tag, which assumes that he signs it knowing he's going to a team he wants to go to.
Yeah. Well,
or you just have to let him walk and get nothing.
And there it is.
So the trade Dak and all this other stuff, he's not letting you trade him to a terrible team. He's not letting you trade him to,
Well,
he's not trading him
to the Jets. Yeah. He's not letting you trade him to any of these other fledgling teams that are struggling to the Jags. He's not letting you do that. So the teams that would be willing to who really need a QB, who might not be in that top 5, he's not letting you do that. You would have to tag him. He would have to sign it, agree, and he'd have to be like, I'm only signing it if I can go here. Or you got to let him go. So there's realistically, I don't see it happening.
The Colts kind of seem there, right? Maybe he'd be willing to go play for it, maybe get something done. I don't know. That's too far forward thinking, and I'm with you, Mary, completely on that. And I'm saying at the end of the day, I'm not even talking about the trade Dak scenario. I'm just saying, hell, if you let him walk, if you just let him walk, I mean, 3.
Yeah, you get nothing for him. Yeah.
If you're bringing the top 3, I mean, you get nothing for him, but you save. Now we know they like to save money now. We know Steven likes to save that money. You're saving $40 million in your quarter. Right. Fair. But if you get a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields, obviously at that point, boom, you've saved the money that they'll quote unquote spend to make this team better. But the one thing's for sure, I don't think this is the last time we're going to hear Jerry. Now I will say this: Steven has been very strong. He said it this: we like the guys that we have. I mean, he's towing the line. Jerry, on the other hand, obviously, as Spoon played it for you earlier on 105.3, starting to crack. I think we're just to a point that we've drugged this, because this is kind of like, well, we kind of turned it there at the end of Romo's career. We kind of got a injection in 2016, and this thing just kind of rode out now. I don't really, look, no matter what we think the front office is going to do or what we kind of know what they're not going to do, right? It has to come to a point where, hey, man, wholesale changes have to be made. One of our favorite sayings on the show via Mary Ella, all this shit is a fireable offense. All of it.
I definitely think so. The trade deadline is this Tuesday. That's November 3rd. And we play on Sunday. Sunday, I mean, we're going to get to this, obviously, but Sunday is going to be a complete shit show.
Blowout City.
And since the trade deadline is Tuesday, and Tuesday morning is usually when Jerry goes on, Jerry will probably cancel his interview. He will probably cancel his interview that day. And we will not hear from him until next week, the week after. Because A, he's not going to want to talk about getting blown out. And B, he's going to use the excuse of they were working on trades.
Right.
I want to read something what Jerry said this morning. It leads me to believe they're going to tank. It leads me to believe they're tanking. Jerry Jones says, and I quote, "I'm disappointed for our fans. This was not the plan at all. I assure you right now, we're going to put our head down. We haven't spent the time, the years, the money, the effort for the Dallas Cowboys to be where we are at right now. There will be better days." I'm telling you right now, he tanked. He knows it. We've been down this road before in 2000.
No, I don't think they're tanking. I think he knows they're bad enough to look like they're tanking.
We're losing style. We're losing style.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like I said, he knows it is over. And the only thing you can do right now is start your off season very early by playing the young guys, know what you got, and try to get rid of some players that you have no plan on resigning and get some compensation. That's the only thing that you can do at this point, and just evaluate. And listen, I know if I'm Coach Mike McCarthy, I'm looking at this team right now, especially on defense. In my mind, he ain't coming back. You're not coming back. We got to try to get rid of this guy here. Here's the thing. People, and I say this, Mike McCarthy is not a bad coach. He's going to get the blame because he's the coach of this team. But realistically, I'm going to say this. This is not really his team. He didn't have.
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I've asked several people this. I haven't gotten much answers. I don't know what the coaches could do with this right now. Like, there's a few things that could be done. Maybe if you talk about rotating some guys on the O-line, playing some of the younger guys on defense. Maybe there's some plays Kellen could do that would be more beneficial to the way our O-line is struggling. Well, I get all that, but is that going to help us win?
Here's what I'd say to that, Mary, and I got to answer for you here. Is who's the best play caller on this team right now?
Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. Who's the head coach on this team right now?
Mike McCarthy.
Then he's fucking suspect to this shit too. Because he did a win match. Oh, hold on, Swin. I ain't done yet. I ain't done. I said this at two. I said at a certain point, Mike McCarthy's going to have to take over play calling. We said it live on this show. I said it. He's going to take over play calling. He still hasn't done it yet.
I mean,
okay. And wait, hold on, Mary. Hold on. Wait for a second, though, Mary. Look, I didn't mean he had to do it right then. I did, but I said at a certain point he has to. After this last week, there's no reason. After what just happened in Washington, there's no reason for him to not pull that rank now. But now, neither here nor there. On top of that, okay, we can talk about the safety situation. Why did it take so long for Wilson to get out there? I mean, we're doing different things. Look, we know Worley is better at safety than corner. Yeah, they still play him at corner. Now, see, I'm not going to get on players for that whenever coaches are making those kinds of mistakes. So those are things for me that I'm like, because guess what? All those guys in Cleveland aren't that coach's guys either. Finding a way to win games, though, ain't he?
Correct.
So I'm like that. This ain't his guy situation.
With a QB that's not that good. Let's be honest.
Right. Yeah. So with that whole this ain't his guy situation thing, I understand that to a certain extent. Spoon, I'm with you. But now his guys are the guys he drafted, though, right, Spoon? They're not playing.
No, that's the thing I was getting to. When it comes to making decisions on guys who should be playing now, that I'm going to put on him because it took a long time. I mean, how many times you're going to see guys getting burnt, whatever, and see what happens? But that's a good one. It's a good one because we all in the past. What does Jerry always says? He wants his head coach to be a walk-around guy. He doesn't like his head coach to call the play. So, who was that? Who made that comment? Willie Hightree.
Wow,
great point.
Wally Hightree.
Yeah, Wally Hightree. Great point.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't have the power to call his own.
Maybe not.
So my thing is,
then they're lying. Then they're lying because they say he has complete control. Wouldn't be the first time. I'm just saying, don't record line. Go ahead, Mary.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were lying. Like I said, I literally stopped watching the press conferences and the interviews. I just get the cliff notes and listen to it maybe a little later, speed through it because I mean they lie so much. But my point is, yeah, I agree about he could or should take over play calling, whatever the case may be. My thing is how much of a difference do we think it's going to make? Do we think it's going to lead to wins? Because if not, I mean, he's still going to get the blame regardless.
Right. Here's what I think it does, Mary. Look, and you're right. I don't think it's going to lead to wins. What I think it does is it lets everybody in the locker room know is I'm the man, and enough of the bullshit. That's what I think. That's look. I don't think it's going to lead to wins, Mary. I think we have too many holes, too many injuries, not enough depth to overcome those things. Apparently, we don't have very smart players on the defensive side of the ball. But what I think it does is when you're having accountability issues, somebody has to come take accountability, and I need my head coach to go do that. And I need him to say, okay, hey, look, bro, sit back. Look, I promise you, Kellen Moore's not the first guy to get his play call and say, hey, look, there's a head coach down there in New Orleans, done pretty well since he's been in New Orleans, right? Who had his dadgum play calling abilities taken away from him here in Dallas. He'll be okay. I just, again, I think at a certain point, there's things that you can still do, whether they're your guys or you're not your guys, whether it equals wins or not, saying, hey, look, it's my ship. And I'm going to do things and be in control of this. And you got to understand, either you're going to get with the program and be my guy, or, well, then we're going to find you Detroit Lions. Here you go. Have a good day.
I mean, I agree with that. Like if I'm the captain of this ship, I'm gonna sink or swim my way. Either it's gonna sink or it's gonna float. But it's gonna be my responsibility, and I'll take all the heat if it doesn't work. I agree with that, 100%.
Go ahead, Spoon.
Oh no, Sid, I'm not that desperate. I'm not trying to bring back Jason Garrett. I'm not that desperate.
No. Here's the thing. One thing about Garrett, maybe one little tip of the cap, and I said this always. He knew how to operate with the Joneses, for better or worse. But yeah, get that out of here. We're not going back. Look, you can't ever go back to your ex, right? It's never really.
He's not even doing well at his current job. On top of that, this game was against our defense. So let's.
Big shot.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to ride this ship with Mike McCarthy, and during a full off season, see what happens, what decisions being made, and go from there. I know there's going to be a lot more changes, not only with the players but with some of the coaching staff. Maybe some of the guys may not be back here again, and you can see that West Coast offense and stuff like that go on. But the rest of the way, I'm just looking for the young guys to step in play, see what we got for next year, and that's it. That's pretty much it.
I do think that Jerry hates to be embarrassed, and I do think that regardless of what exactly the changes will be by the end of this season, there will be some.
Oh, well, hey, Jerry better be ready to be embarrassed Sunday night.
Yeah, I told you he's I will be 100% surprised if he doesn't cancel that interview on Tuesday. If he cancels that interview on Tuesday, everybody please tag me because I will 100% not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised next offseason. JV goes more hard on his son. No. We're gonna get this guy. We're not doing. I'm telling you right now, the way that he was, and the way how pissed off he was, it's big of Jerry to come out and tell the fans we apologize for X, Y, and Z. He goes, "There's gonna be better days. I promise you that." Because again, not every for their team, but he's the most vocal owner in sports, pretty much, and he's out there. He tells it like it is. That's why I give him his props. He tells it like it is. Yeah. He doesn't hold back. He may cuss at you. He'll apologize, but he tells you like it is. And I'm going to say this: there will be some major changes next offseason, I believe. And I think he'll be more of a big part of it and not just give it to his son, let his son run the whole thing. I think Jerry's going to be more involved.
I think you're way too hopeful on that, Spoonie.
But
but yeah, Nolan for sure will definitely be up out here.
Piggybacking off of what he just said, Timothy just said, I do think it's possible. We've all talked about how Jerry has taken a step back as far as the day-to-day and decisions being made and things like that. He's more of a face. I do think it's possible that he says to him, look, we tried it your way. You didn't let me do this. You didn't let me do this. You didn't let me do this. Now some of this stuff we're going to have to do because your way didn't work. And here we are basically having to start over again. I do think it's possible that there are some additional compromises made. Because we've been dealing with the Stephen Jones way, the drafting and building through the draft and not signing players and saving money and managing the cap a certain way. And it seemed like it was working, seemed like they had built up to a nice set of guys. And then all of a sudden now it's just all crumbling right before their eyes. And they wanted to, Stephen wanted to keep saying, oh, we like our guys. We like our guys in-house. We like our guys in-house. It's getting more and more difficult to keep saying that every week and not look like a complete fucking imbecile.
Here's the thing. Add on to what Mavi was saying. When you look at it, Jerry back then was a very aggressive in free agency, right? But sometimes you have to pay for it with the cap situation going forward. Stephen likes to build through the draft. And guess what? They both Jerry has success his way. Stephen hasn't had success, but he has shown they can draft good. If they can work with each other, do your draft. But when we have a hole somewhere, let Jerry take over and fill that hole. That's the thing about it. Stephen, you're awesome during the draft. Jerry, when we got a hole like safety, Earl Thomas, no, he's signed. The locker room crap. He's getting signed. Jamal, come on, Jamal. Come over here, Jamal. You're trading here. Let Jerry be the one to fill up the hole. Let Stephen be the one to do the draft. Guess what? You have a song, a perfect combination.
As a friend of the show, Bluff City Cowboy himself, Marcus D. Jones says, I think a big trade happens before the deadline. The last two times Hope was gone, it happened with Coop and Roy Williams. Yes, the Hope wasn't this far gone. Look. Hope is really gone in a different situation than those two times. Right. Although I'm buying the Quentin Williams thing. I'm going to buy the Quentin Williams thing only because it's not going to cost you a first. Yeah. Low key, you might be able to get him for a third in one of these 1-year players that they want to keep. Right. I'm just saying. And look, I'm not scared to go a second, but I think there's an opportunity to say, Lewis, and let's move on. Or look, a third and Cheeto and move on and get that young guy in here who's on a rookie deal to fortify that defensive front, and that takes something off your plate that you got to worry about because he's turning. If you watch the tape from his rookie year, what's going on now, he's turning into the player everybody thought he was going to be when drafted. They're kind of wholesale. Give me Quentin Williams on a low deal that we can get, third and a player or a second. Outside of that, I'm not spending a first on anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
So
Yeah.
first off, Wiley High trade. He said, "Are we trading for Jesus?"
Right now,
But-
we're going. I'll tell you what. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're still going to do the Eagles preview. I don't know why we're going to do the Eagles preview, but we're going to do the Eagles preview, y'all. So we talked talking about the Cowboys front office being under fire. What's going on? We don't give y'all a chance to sign off. I got the phone right here for the next 10 minutes. You go and give a call, shoot from there, and look. I mean, maybe man, Jesus take the wheel. Actually, I said before the game last week, I was like, let Jesus be a fence for this offensive line, and yeah, maybe only Jesus can fix it. It is what it is.
I tell you that now, Quentin Williams thing, it is definitely a great move. Why? Because number one, he got 3 years left on his contract, the rookie deal.
Right.
So you have time. So you have a lot more time to evaluate him before giving him a big contract at the end. That's number one. Number two, he's definitely the big body we need on that line. 3rd overall pick from Alabama. You got to make that move. Listen, I tell you this right now. This is even a better move than the Jamal Adams move. Bigger move.
I think it definitely has potential to help big time.
Yes.
I just don't believe that. I think the Cowboys should be interested. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. I just think that the Jets GM hates us, especially after
The
that
bridge
Jamal
is
Adams
burned.
fiasco.
Look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Low key, I know somebody close to the organization. One of the first ones to come out that I can kind of talk about, and I kind of knew and I talked about what was going on with the Jamal Adams trade at the trade deadline last year and whatnot. I can unequivocally tell you the bridge is very burnt there, and the reason the bridge is burnt there is because during the trade deadline last year, the Cowboys leaked stuff, and
Leaked too much, yeah.
and that's why there's a bridge burnt there. But time heals all, whatever the case may be. So there's something to be had there, and maybe we'll see. Joe says, "Watch out for Gilmore. It's a cornerback."
I wouldn't be surprised.
It depends. One thing about them, they'll kind of let a player go a little under on the draft capital, so there is something to be said there. Again, Quentin Williams is the guy I'm talking about. Actually, a Beard Gang in the building. That's who I was talking about as well. But again, that bridge for sure from a guy that I know close to the organization, that bridge between them is burnt. But again, time changes everything. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I feel like it's a second for everybody else. It's a first for the Cowboys.
Low key, I like Anthony Harris Mendoza. I do. Let me think about a third for Anthony. I don't know. I don't think I can do a third, to be honest. I think it's too high. Not because of the player. I just I look at the age and what you got a signing for and stuff. I'm a little worried.
That's a little rich for me.
About 28 years old.
Yeah.
28, 29.
Yeah, he's like in the 28 range. So I'm a little iffy on that. But yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts on the other end.
I mean,
I do want to hit that again when it comes to the Jets. It could be a long time before we see a trade there. Like I said, different situations can happen and arise. And of course, if they're not getting, if we're to believe they're not getting the offers or fielding the offers that's being leaked, clear they're leaking. They're not getting offers that they want on Quentin Williams, trying to drop the price up. If the Cowboys definitely step up to the table with the best offer, then they will deal. Business will overtake. But as far as them like, all right, y'all get him for a third or goodwill kind of thing, no, that shit is gone. And you can only thank the brass of the Cowboys for leaking all that stuff during the trade deadline last year when they were trying to get Jamal Adams. Period, point blank. Trust your guy, Nick's on that. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
We got about we got 6 more minutes for anybody who wants to call and jump on with any questions or comments about the Cowboys brass meter on the fire and where this thing is at before we move on to the Eagles preview. Honestly, though, let me ask y'all this as we're waiting to see if anybody calls in and give them an opportunity. Do y'all want to? I want to sell. Outside of getting Quentin Williams for the right kind of deal, for things not overall, I'm not looking to really get rid of draft capital, guys. That's how I feel. Mary, where are you at on this trade deadline, buying, selling? Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to lose any more draft picks. I'm definitely down for the Quentin Williams or Stephon Gilmore. I think that instantly helps at least a little bit. Not that it would matter for this season, but for the future.
Right.
But But yeah, I'm not trying to lose any more draft picks. I would like to gain if possible. My only concern is, that's a lot of holes to fill in one off season.
It is.
But like we talked about before, if they're gonna keep a lot of this coaching staff after this year, or even if they're not, if they're gonna get a whole new one, these guys will have opportunity to build a roster that they feel is their guys. So, and that's when that helps with culture. That start from there, building, he's having to deal with, or they're having to deal with right now, guys that have been with the same culture, the same coach, the same way of doing things for years.
The right kind of guys.
Yeah, someone on Twitter said, there's too many right kind of guys and not enough motherfuckers. So
there you go.
Put it in the cauldron.
Yeah,
put it in the cauldron. Gregory Davis culture. In all caps, he said culture. Absolutely. We talked about if you just got here, we were talking about culture and top down earlier. You got to rewind and check it out. Spoony, are you buying, selling? Where you at?
Oh no, I'm buying the Quinn and Williams there. To piggyback on what Mendoza said about the safety Harris, if we was trying to win something, I'm down for the trade. But because now where we at right now, nah. But Quinn and Williams, I definitely want that because again, you just got to compare him to the defensive tackle coming out next year's draft. And at the end of the day, you're getting a guy who was third overall pick. And I mean, three more years left on his deal. I compare it to the Steelers getting Minka Fitzpatrick on a good deal, great situation, and that's great for the future. The only thing I'll be concentrating on this Sunday, y'all, I'm gonna watch the Cowboys game, of course, but I'm concentrating on the 7 teams in front of us to see if they're gonna win their game. So that way, as we lose, we pick you up. That's my Sundays right there. We got the Jets playing the Giants. Miami, Bengals, Star Gang, y'all. Cowboy Nation is rooting for y'all to win Sunday. Y'all need to win Sunday.
Man, cue the Fat Joe. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
That's it. That is
all the way up.
Hey, the other team.
We got to call. State your name and where you're from.
What up again, BJ? This is a boy, First Son from Ohio.
Hey, First Son's in the building from 08.
This is gonna be a real short one. I'm gonna hang up and let y'all digress on this one. But
all right.
What I would do is I would give up a second round pick that they want for the Broncos for Justin Simmons.
Not mad at that.
And then the reason is because in the past 2 drafts, like every safety that we wanted has ended up in the second round. This way we get a young safety, he's Pro Bowl caliber, and we take all the guesswork out of it. I'm gonna hang up and let y'all go ahead.
Yeah, boom. Appreciate that first. Appreciate that first. Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about Simmons before on this cast. Yeah, Mary, say it again. Sure.
I ain't mad at. Yeah, sure. Sure.
if Denver wants to send us Justin Simmons for a second round pick, sign me up.
Here's the problem.
Okay. All right, Spoon. All right, Spoon.
I'll pick him up from the airport.
I know how I feel about safeties. I love Simmons. I would want him here. Mm-hmm. Now the problem is, well, the Cowboys were willing to pay him as one of the highest paid safety as number one, and number two is his agent. His agent is the same agent as Dak's agent.
I'm not worried about that, Spoon. I mean, if you make that trade for him, then they know they got to pay.
I would love it. And then we could boot Xavier Woods out of there.
Me and Mary, me and Mary will both go pick him up.
Yeah,
I'll open the door. I'll wipe it down.
Make sure a little gift basket. Everything.
What do you like? Cristal? You like Hennessy, bro? What do you like?
I'll bring you some barbecue. Bananas? Have you ever had Texas barbecue? We can hook that up.
Yeah, look. Unlike Dalton Schultz, we'll find him some True Tex mix that he'll like.
Exactly.
We'll get all up for it.
If people look at Simmons' tape for Denver, if anybody look at his tape, is great tape. He plays a lot of positions. He commands the secondary and put him in different situations, X, Y, and Z. He is a baller. I'll take that over Quinn and Williams. Over Quinn Williams.
I think you can't go wrong with either.
You can't go wrong with either.
Right. And I think here's the point. and we're all kind of. Here's the thing: we're all dancing around. Look, it's like musical chairs. There's that one chair left. We're all kind of dancing around it. Here's the chair that Mariella, Spoonie, your guy Nixon. I think a lot of y'all, including the caller, First and everybody here, is this: if we're going to buy at the trade deadline, we're not getting rid of the first. Not getting rid of the first.
Yeah,
you're going to get rid of older picks and or a player on a 1-year deal left that we have, and it's going to be for a young piece. It ain't about winning this year. It's about the future, is what it boils down to. It's about the future. Get a young guy in here that can help you get this thing turned around for the future, and that right there, I'm good with. Outside of that, like a stopgap, as we hear about the go get this quarterback or go get this old. No. Give me a young piece specifically on defense, and let's go from there. We got a couple questions in here as the phone's gonna be able to for a couple more minutes. If you got a call, by all means, as we're talking about this Cowboys brass under heat, it ought to be just about these trades that we've kind of transitioned into. You got a message for Steven, Jerry, where this thing's going. Do you want the coaching staff here or not? By all means, call in, sound off. We'll definitely react to it. All right. I do like this. I see a little bit. Look, Patrick Page in this thing. Why not both? Mendoza
Hey,
back.
don't spoil me with a good time, Patrick.
Mendoza, is it possible to do both trades? And would you? Okay, so all right, let's preference that. Because see, now I think at that point, I don't know how you get out of it without doing the first round picks. See, that's my problem with it, guys. Like, okay, let's take two of them. Pick whatever two you want, right? And we're talking about Simmons, we're talking about Gilmore, and we're talking about Quentin, right? Excuse me. Quentin Williams. Sorry. How did you get those two of those three without getting out of a first round pick?
Well, you said Quentin, Simmons, and who?
Gilmore.
Wait, those three or just two out of
three?
Three?
Two out of the three. Whichever two you want.
Whichever
two you want. If you want Gilmore, Williams, and Simmons, those three. How do you get two of those three without giving up your first? Is it feasible?
Well, Mary, you may go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
If it's me, okay, I'm not touching Gilmore. Gilmore is 29 years old, be 30. It's just a big contract.
Right.
He's not trying to win now, so I'm not touching Gilmore.
Okay.
But you could definitely give up maybe a 2/3, a third round pick this year and a second round pick the following year for what you call it for Quentin Williams, and then do a straight second round pick this year for Simmons. You would have to give up another pick the following year to make up for that second round for Quentin Williams, though. So I would do a third round pick, a second round pick for Simmons this year, a third round pick this year, and a second the following year for Quentin Williams. That's the best I could do with what I get first round.
That's not bad.
Can I? Okay, well, I'm gonna get greedy. Mm-hmm. Can I do 2/3 for Williams? See, I mean, because here's my thing. If we're believing what the Jets are saying, they're not getting the deals that they want.
Right.
If I walk through with 2/3 for Williams, I'll give you 2/3. Right. I'll tell you what. I'll do one better. I'll give you 2/3 and a sixth because I know how the Cowboys got some comp picks coming up.
Yeah.
So I'll give you 2/3 and a sixth for Williams.
This year's 2/3 this year.
A third this year. Oh, what? No. I want to spread it out. I want to give you a third this year, next year's third, and next year's sixth. Or better yet, I'll tell you what. I'll do it even better. Make it even sweeter. Look, that pick that I just got. I know. It's kind of we gotta wait and see. But if I can flip that third and sixth this year and a third next year for Quentin, and then I'll give up next year's second for Simmons. Mm-hmm. I would take those two pieces with that, but there's no way I can touch the first. No way.
Yeah, I'm not touching the first at all, like at all. And honestly, I see people saying, it's an option to trade a player away, but defensively, I don't see who anybody would think is worth it. Like say, if we're just talking about, think about all these teams. They most likely would want an offensive player. If we're talking about the Jets, we're talking about New England, or we're talking about Broncos. If they're wanting a player from us to include and package with one of those draft picks,
Yep.
I saw somebody talk about a player too. They're not going to want a defensive player. In my mind, I think any of those 3 teams, if they wanted a player from us, it would be someone on offense, which I'm not willing to part with.
I got one I'll part with, and I like him, but I'll part with him.
Who?
That number 4 wide receiver. No. Cedric Wilson can be had from me.
Yeah.
Okay, I like Cedric.
I'll move Cedric.
I think he could do some things on any of those teams. If they could fit that in there, I'd be fine with giving up Cedric. Yeah. Not Gallup though.
No, I'm not giving up Gallup because Gallup's going to be look. I'm keeping the 3-headed monster, Gallup, Lamb, and Amari together. And then in 2021, when I got that little 5-6 day gap where I can get out of Amari's contract with no dead money, boom, he's gone. That's what it is. Yeah. And then my receivers are CeeDee Lamb and Gallup moving forward. But Cedric Wilson has showed enough, I think, on tape that you can get something for him with the pick, right? So if I can move him with the pick for one of those young guys, look, I'm with you, Spoon. Look. Stephon Gilmore, 20. Look, I do believe Stephon Gilmore will be a guy that's going to be good into his 30s. I know he's 28, 29 right now. Yeah, I do think he's going to be good till 32, 33-ish. But if I can take Cedric Wilson and none of my first round picks, and maybe if I can get out of that, and somebody can keep that 2nd round pick, bruh, I will package Cedric Wilson to the Jets in a 3rd, or Cedric in a 4th for Quentin, and then let me trade a couple of 3rds maybe over here for Simmons, whatever the case may be, because to a certain extent, it is a salary dump, and we got to think about NBA terms. The only reason the Broncos want to move him, it's a salary dump.
Right.
So if you want a salary dump, you got to give me a break on the compensation at that point. But yeah, I mean, again, the only way I'm buying, as I said at the trade deadline, is young pieces that'll be here for more than 3 or 4 years that are going to help us long term. I think Quentin Williams and Simmons fits that bill.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mary.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I saw Patrick Page. I saw your comments. You can't trade D-Loss.
No.
Too much. You can't trade Jalen too much. No. Can't trade Cooper too much. None of those guys. Can't trade Zeke too much. None of those
2020. Yeah. You gotta let this year and next year play.
Yeah, like it would hurt us way too much. We would lose money trading those guys.
And believe it or not, if it's somebody on defense, Xavier Woods can be traded. Listen, everybody knows how.
This guy said that he goes 70%. He cannot be traded. Okay. In fact, they might say if you take him, you still got to give us a pick because 70% of the time is the only time he plays. No one wants him. I tried.
But I'll say this: the Gilmore thing, I'm not too happy about it for this season. But you're right, BJ. Down the road, leadership. It would be that's something that we definitely need in the secondary. We got to add some more plays. So if that's what it is, hey.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not all the way out on the Gilmore thing.
Right.
I think he's definitely going to be good for a while still. But yeah, if you could, and since the Patrick and Mendoza brought it up, if there's a way for us to make this thing work, and again, Simmons, Simmons and Quentin will help us this year. It's not going to get us over the hump, but the long-term plan for those young guys to be here and solidify those positions, absolutely. I'm telling you right now, I will definitely Simmons and Wilson as our safeties. I think that's a winning combination.
That's a solid combination.
We've only seen Wilson a few games now, and he shows up time and time, and he plays 100%. Go back to the DeAndre Hopkins. Only reason he didn't score, Wilson. Go to the 2-point conversion against that team with no name.
Yeah, he
2-point conversion popped him. Like, I could show you tape whenever people are trying to block him, and he makes them pay for trying to block him.
Yeah.
So this show has been a big buyer all up until whenever he got drafted 2 years ago. And I think if you pair Simmons and him together, I think we have something there. If you get Quentin Williams on this defensive line, I think we have something there. I think at the end of the day, this idea of being multiple 3-4-4-3, but guys, I'm gonna tell y'all now, I'm not a believer in the 4. I'm not a believer in the 3-4. I'm just not.
Yeah, 3-4 is not working.
I'm just not. I want to be in a 4-3. Quentin Williams is not a nose tackle in a 3-4. That's why he struggled somewhat.
Right.
I'm okay with the hybrid. I'm not okay with Nolan's. I thought Nolan learned something. It is what it is. It's bad. I can go down the list and what's going on. He's the guy, the fireable guy that is probably there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, do y'all think we can get rid of any more players? Now, are we going to get high draft picks for him? No. Everson Griffith's got a conditional 6. Do you think there's any more players that maybe we can deal within reason? Not these guys that people want to get rid of because of salary cap costs.
Hell yeah.
That we can deal and maybe get maybe a 5th, a 6th, a 4th.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You're asking for too much for the
I know
fourth.
I know 4th is a reach. I know. But is there anybody there?
I mean, I'm just going based off what has officially been leaked, where they were shopping Griffin, Poe, and Worley. Griffin was the first to go. He's obviously the better of the 3. We saw what they got for him. If that's all they're shopping around, nobody is taking Worley and Poe.
No, Poe, we can just cut. Listen, here's the thing. Worley got more shot to get traded than Poe. Poe is, trust me, you got to release Poe. Worley, maybe, depending if you want some depth, whatever. If I had to pick a play on this team, I think Xavier Woods, you could definitely try to maybe get a 5th for him or 4th. But also Jalen Smith, if they decide to get.
Well, Jalen Smith is too much money. To trade him.
Can't do it with Jalen.
I mean, if I had to choose someone, I would say, somebody like Anthony Brown or Lewis.
Man, I like Brown, but I got you. I mean, for sure. Let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna pivot and ask you this. Somebody called you right now and said, "Hey, man, we'll give you a 3rd-round pick for LVE. You in or out?"
I'm in.
In the comment section, let me know. 3rd-round pick for LVE right now. Are you in or out?
I'm in.
Mary was quick. I'm just asking. Are you a 3rd-round pick? Are you in or out?
I'm in.
Let me ask you this one. Hold on. Let me give you a better one. Hey, just say, Quentin Williams, give us a 4th in LVE, and we're good. And we'll give you a 3rd.
A 4th in LVE?
Yeah.
Bye.
Damn, you mean, Mary?
I mean, I love LVE's spirit. I know that he's one of those guys that actually does try hard 100% of the time.
How about this one?
I'm worried about his injury history at this point.
Yeah,
how about this one? Hey, we'll trade you Simmons for a 4th in LVE.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Bye. Both of them. Bye.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm back to. Look, I'm telling you guys, nobody on Divas for me is safe that is tradable. Like, be clear for me. Like, I guess maybe I need to. Because I know nobody wants to touch LVE, but I'm like, no, he's not Michael Gallup. He's not Gallup. LVE can get it. He can get this work.
I mean,
I love LVE, but he can get this work.
LBs that we can get in free agency in the offseason. There's some good guys in the draft, possibly. The injury history scares me. If they call for LVE, they need to help him pack.
Hey, Loki, could have kept Hitchens a bit better than LVE. Look,
they didn't want to keep Hitchens.
Look. Nobody wants to hear this. Could have re-signed Hitchens and had a better middle linebacker than LVE.
Exactly. I wanted to keep Hitchens.
You could have kept Hitchens. Yeah, definitely that. Hey, listen, you could have kept Hitchens and maybe go after Derwin James.
Yeah.
At the time.
I mean, a lot of what ifs here. A lot of what ifs.
And again, the reason I bring up LVE as we're talking about like getting a young player to build this thing, do the right thing, whatever. LVE's got the most tradable contract on defense, guys. Look, I know people are pissed off at Jalen and D-Law. Look, I understand being pissed off at D-Law to a certain extent. I do. Again, D-Law to me is Brandon Carr. If D-Law's contract was 60, 70 million, I think folks are fine.
Yeah,
He's 100. You're not Aaron Donald. You're not Khalil Mack. Get your ass up out of here. And, and for me, he's not doing enough in the locker room either.
Yeah. So my thing with DeMarcus Lawrence, I mean, we know he's been getting limited snaps, whatever.
Hold on.
He said he already broke in and cleared out his locker. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, hey, Stargate. Hey, look, I don't care what nobody says. Stargate, y'all are the best, man. Straight up.
Patrick
Go
is
ahead.
not pulling anybody right now. He's like, all of y'all can go.
I'm gonna call Patrick Page and Mary. They are the Turks. You know what the Turks are? Anytime the Turks call a player, right? The player got to bring their notebook with them, their playbook with them. That means you in trouble. So I could imagine they in the locker room. Yo, did you guys see the Turk, Patrick Page or Mary? Yo, once they call you, you got to bring your notebook in. LVE, bring your notebook. Shit. I'm out. That's what it seems like. Damn, y'all on fire tonight with this.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can go. If they're tradable on defense, they can go. But yeah, what I was saying about D-Law is I'm not as mad at D-Law as most fans are. There are things I want him to do better. Like I think that he does need to be a better locker room presence. I think it's a responsibility as one of the most veteran guys on the team, one of the ones that's been on the team for a while, and how much he makes. I think it's a responsibility of his. He can't help, how much they play him and where his snaps are at. And, you see him there. You see him active when he's out there. I think he always gives 100%. I don't think he's one of those lazy players. But, yeah, I mean, he's not safe either if it wasn't for his contract. Anyone can go to me if it was for the contract.
Yeah, and look, for me, LVE is in the same realm of Dak. Now, not with the injury stuff. I love him. Like, I absolutely love LVE. He even got hurt and had to come off for a little bit and came back or whatever. I love LVE. But at the end of the day, guys, I say this a lot, and I do campaign for players. I do. Everybody knows how much I campaign for Dak and different things. But at the end of the day, you couldn't find a bigger defender of Romo back in the day. But as soon as Dak got here and things were happening, I told everybody, man, I bleed blue. Like it's. Oh, hold on. How do I do this on here? Look. Man, it's the star over everything for me.
Yeah.
As I just said earlier on this show, man, if we're in the top 3 and we can get a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields or whatever, I look at the money, I look what's happening. I know Mary is going to tell me we're not going to spend the money. I do understand that, but as a smart football team, it's the right play. Yes. And when I look at the defense and what we can do and what we can move, look, I mean, guys, LVE ain't saving this defense. We just gave up over 200 yards or right at 200 yards to the Redskins. The worst offense in the league blew us out. Why do we have LVE here? Hey, look, y'all got to look, Cowboys Nation, Star Gang affiliates, man, y'all got to understand, man, they sell it. Their social media and everything, the swipe and the clear eye view and the wolf hunter and all these things. Bro, they sell us on these players.
Yeah.
D-Law, I mean, all these things, right? Law and order. There's been any law and order to this defensive line this whole damn year. Bruh, if I can trade you at this point, you gotta go. If you tell me
they can all go.
Right, and if you tell me that I can go get a Justin Simmons and a Quentin Williams to help this team long term, and that's going to cost me some later picks in the LVE, sign me up.
I like what Marcus just said about Connor Williams. I mean, he can go too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Look, just like I talked about my guy who in training camp, I'm like, hey, if he stays healthy, he'll be the number 4 wide receiver. He showed flashes. Bro, if you could package him and save us some draft picks to go get some of these guys, sure. I'm with it. Connor Williams, he can go too.
There are very few people that are safe on this team, or should be at least in my head. Like some Chiefs fan was high on Twitter today and was talking about Zach Martin for a 2nd and a 5th. What's wrong with you?
Oh, God.
All right.
Yeah, be clear.
Wait, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Zach Martin ain't going nowhere.
We know that. But even if they were open to it, you think the Chiefs are going to call and they're going to say, If they're hanging up the phone.
Then we'll get the food.
That part. That part.
This is the fun part about it. We all gonna be over to a brand new team. Start over from fresh. Listen, give hugs and kisses to the players that are here. Thank you for the 10 years of service. For the great
Right.
It's beautiful. Love you guys. Start over from scratch. And guess what? Let the fun begin. And listen, in 2016, it was a slight rebuild. Just a little bit slight. And it came out all right. It was all right for a while. We can do this again. It's all about the right situation. We have the cap space. We have the money. We have the draft capital.
Right.
Again, but the number one key, if you do let Dak walk, you gotta have that. You have to get one of those 3 quarterbacks.
And again, Patrick says, have y'all spoke about the QB situation? We'll kind of backdoor it again. I mean, as far as like what we're going to do going forward, look, I'm on board. I'm saying, look, if we're in the top 3, I think the smart play, as much as I love Dak, and I got about 2 or 3 jerseys of Dak, and look, I'm definitely going to cheer from afar for Dak. On the same token, the smart play for the franchise is to go get one of those guys. I mean, it's not guaranteed, absolutely, but it saves you roughly $35 million to go do it. And look, when I say 35 million, because I'm saying Dak's going to get more than 40. I mean, it's a tough situation, and part of the bad side of Dak betting on himself, it's like when you go to the boats, right? You can only gamble so much. Eventually, you're going to crap out. You can be hot, shake them, hit them, but eventually you got to walk away from the table. And Dak doubled down again, bet. Everybody thought Andy Dalton could come in here and right the ship. Nobody knew this defense was going to be this bad. I don't care who you are. Nobody thought it was going to be this bad. And then everything else that happened on the offensive side of the ball with the offensive line. So here we are. Yeah, I mean, and of course, unfortunately, here's the conundrum, though, too, with the Joneses. They see Cowboys Nation in flux about Dak, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't care what Cowboys Nation.
They do a little bit, Mary. Here's where they do a little bit. The
jersey's gonna get ball regardless. They don't care.
Guess what?
They see to us. If they cared that much, we would have had a safety, a DT.
No.
Garrett would have been gone a long time ago. They don't care.
No, Mary, they don't buy safety jerseys. They don't buy second round safety jerseys. You know what jerseys they do buy in Cowboys Nation? Quarterbacks taken in the first round when they got a chance, when they see a problem with the quarterback they have that they don't want to pay. I promise you that. They're built that way. They have statistics that way.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm always been against – I'm going back to the 2004 NFL draft where the Chargers' number 1 pick was Eli Manning, and then he's traded him to the Giants, right? And, I was one of those fans. I was there at that time live. I was like, the damn Manning, they get everything they want. I feel right now, this is just me. I'm just, I love Trevor Lawrence and I love Fields. But Trevor Lawrence is my number 1 guy. I would not be mad if Jerry manipulated that draft. I don't care. If you get Trevor Lawrence here, listen, you're gonna have the Cowboys fans who are pissed off about Dak not being here. They'll soon, all right, we'll run the ship. You're gonna have the fans who are already there. We all gonna be too excited. That would be the number 1 selling jersey in America.
Yeah, but so my point is, I mean, our first round pick at 9 times out of 10 is a top selling jersey in America every time we draft. 9 times out of 10. Yeah. But my point is that who they are, they don't believe in a full rebuild at all. That's what you're admitting when you draft a QB in the top 2 or 3.
I'll give you this one. If we do keep Dak, let's say we do keep Dak, we're picking the top 3, then what you can do is take one of the top 3 picks, whatever you have, and try to trade back for King's ransom. That will be the only way to rebuild the team the most if you decide to keep Dak Prescott, because 7 picks is not going to help your defense out. You would have to do a whole lot more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there has to be a lot done, but I mean, I don't see them wanting to rebuild.
Fair. Here's my thing, though, Mary. They never drafted, offensive linemen in the first round forever till just recently because that doesn't sell jerseys, and they know what sells jerseys, and they know these things. Like, they get all these analytics put in front of them. When's the last time they drafted a quarterback in the first round, Mary?
They don't care about analytics. They have them in front of them, and they say they care, but they do not.
They care about not foot. I ain't talking about football analytics. I'm talking about business making money analytics. When's the last time the Dallas Cowboys have drafted a quarterback in the first round?
Let me ask you this, though. So
Sure.
you think, because it sounds like you're going to a place where you're only talking about sales and marketing and jerseys. So you think that's all they care about over winning?
I
they would rather do that than what they think. What they think would be better football wise. I'm not arguing either way. I'm just saying.
Right. No, I'm with you. No, I agree. I'm agreeing. I know. I got you. I think here's the thing. I do think they want to win. I absolutely do. Look. I don't disagree with you. I absolutely agree that they want to win. If they think winning can be attached to a piece of the pie of them making money, they will definitely pull the trigger. Is what I think. Because again, they tried to trade up for Paxton Lynch. They tried to trade up for Connor Cook,
and all of that was terrible ideas. So.
Exactly. They had a Hall of Fame all-time QB in Roger Staubach tell them before the draft, you should get Dak.
Yeah.
Right. And it still ended up to what's happening. Right. So again, right now they can cover that, right? Because the smart play as an organization, because everything is talked about in the terms of, well, to win, you get a rookie contract deal for a QB, then you go all in everywhere else, and then that's how you get the championship. If they think, like, okay, we know Dak's the guy, we love Dak and everything's happening, but here we are, here's Trevor Lawrence, here's sunshine right here in our face, right? And we get him on a rookie deal, and he's the second coming, he's Peyton Manning with wheels, if you will, and we can sell that snake oil. And look, raise your hand if you don't think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be a good quarterback.
Oh, excuse me.
I haven't seen enough of them.
My hand.
Okay, right.
Wow.
So I can sell it.
Deal.
Right. I can sell it. I can package it within the realm of winning, and I'm gonna make a shit ton of money as well. And I think they'll do. Look, I think the problem for them is, Mary, I agree. I do think I've never ever thought. Here's why I disagree with people when they talk shit about the Joneses. I never think that the Jones don't care about winning. I absolutely do. I absolutely look. Nobody wants to lose, right? I know they want to win. Their problem has always been their Achilles heel, the Trojan horse, if you will, is, well, can I package it? Can I package the winning with making a shit ton of money at the same time without realizing, bruh, if you win, you're going to make a shit ton of money either way. And I think that's the problem. And I think at the end of the day, if they get a new quarterback, they can save the money. They can sell that to the fans. Hey, we're saving money on the quarterback. We love Dak, blah, blah, blah. He got hurt. Here you go. And we'll sell a shit ton of jerseys. And that's when, because look, the salary cap doesn't matter. That's not money that gets in pocket. They'll all of a sudden spend a shit ton of money. Like all of a sudden they'll try to seem smart. They'll start spending money in free. Now, whether it'll be the smart money in free agency, I don't know. But then, we got a rookie deal. This is how the Seahawks did it. This is how blah, blah, blah did it. Oh, we got a rookie contract. We're going to spend a whole bunch of money. Let's see what happens. And then we pray if it sticks against the wall. That's what I kind of think about them when it comes to. But I agree with you. They want to win. They want to win. On their terms, as you said, though, Mary, on his terms as it pertains to Steven. And even Jerry, too.
Definitely on his terms. Definitely on his terms.
All right. I mean, we've done that enough. I mean, obviously, we're going to do that even more going on this year because what we'll talk about. But Eagles preview time. If you haven't guessed the phone number, you still want to call in, we'll still take the call. But with that being said, Eagles preview time. Now, they were playing on Monday night versus the, and I was, and I got off work and I had to actually work on a Monday, and I was kind of listening to it and doing different things, and I'm like, man, the Giants went up late. I'm like, wow. Literally, we're going to win this division because the Eagles just don't want to take it. And then, Carson Wentz came down and did some things and whatever, and they bounced back and won. And then Evan Ingram dropped the perfect pass in his hands to seal the deal. Eagles win. They find a way, unlike us. So, yeah, Eagles, what are they? 2-4-1. Skins 2-5. Us 2-5. And Giants 1-6, if I believe. So here we are. We're going to Philly, right? Am I wrong on that?
We're going to Philly.
Yeah, we're going to Philly. Going to Philly.
Right.
All right, going to Philly. Obviously, they got some injuries, blah, 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 the whole nine. Look, I don't even want to run this thing down. I don't really think we need to run this. I know analytically, show-wise, we should talk about, this matchup and this matchup and this, that, and the third. Cowboys Nation, Stargate affiliates, 42-10, Eagles. I'm done. I don't know. By all means, talk about whatever else y'all want to talk about. 42 Eagles. That's where I'm at. We're getting blown out.
Yeah, I mean, same thing I said last week. We can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. They basically can't do anything right on defense. Our QB can't get the ball down the field ever. We can't stop turning over the ball on offense. Our punter is trash. And so therefore, if we win, I'll be shocked.
Well, I'm sorry. Wait. Thursday night, not Monday night. I'm sorry. Let me rewind. Jose says, I think it's hilarious. You thought we were going to win division by default. We suck, bro. We do suck. But Thursday night, I mean, we saw what happened. If the Giants would have won before we went to Washington, I mean, okay, well, obviously they didn't want it. So I'm just like, wow, we're really going to win the division because the Eagles can't win a game against the Giants. I mean, what else? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Spoonie, Eagles preview from you, good sir.
They have their quarterback healthy. They got guys coming back to play. They got a receiver named Fulgham who's coming up big for them. They still got that defense who they love to blitz a lot. With that being said, we have no healthy offensive line. We don't know our QB situation as of right now, if Andy Dalton's going to play or not. The concussion.
It doesn't matter.
It don't really matter. I'll just be nice. It don't really matter. So I'm saying right now it's gonna be 45-10, Philadelphia Eagles.
Mary, I mean, do you want to give a score? I know you never give a score, but
I mean, Redskins scored 25, Giants scored 20, 30, 27? I don't know. Eagles score at least 35 in my opinion.
Dang, look at these high scores. Jeez.
We'll be lucky to get 10 in my opinion, regardless of who's QB. I do think that if we do get to 10, it'll partially be because somehow some random good play that no one expected to happen from like the defense or the special teams occurred, and we finally were able to punch it in the end zone.
I'm gonna give you a funny scenario. The only way that I'll be very happy.
Don't you do it? Oh, don't you? Don't do it.
Don't you do the only way? The only way.
What's that?
I don't know. I feel like he was about to go somewhere. I'm like, all right, go ahead, Spoon.
No. Just to get back at Eagles fans, if Ben DiNucci was a star for us and we win that game from Ben DiNucci, that's the only laughter that I'm gonna have the whole time celebrating and just going ham on social media to Eagles fans. You lost to Ben DiNucci, but listen, we're gonna lose the game.
Bluff City. My boy Bluff City Cowboys.
Oh, look at you. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Bless the man.
Bless your little
I've never picked the Cowboys to lose. I've never picked them here to lose, ever.
You haven't ever. You haven't.
I've never did, but this is my first time. I'm bored in already. I'm bored in already.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think earlier, I think somebody said about Sanchez. Is that what earlier? Is that what we were talking about? Somebody said, I think Wiley had the comment, are we signing Jesus to come in and do something?
Yeah.
I mean, like low key, Unless Jesus is showing up on the field for the Cowboys Sunday night.
We need angels on the football field.
Flap them
Then
wings. There was a movie, Angels in the outfit. I want angels in the end zone. Angels in the end zone. Man, that's it. I mean, that's where, man, as a Cowboys fan, you know how much that sucks to say right now as we're going to play Philly? Oh, I want to wash my mouth out. I'm like, my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen, after Philly, we played Pittsburgh. I mean,
oh God,
listen, squeegee, get that squeegee out. That's what they're going to do. Get that squeegee out.
Cowboy Nation, in order for you to handle the Cowboy loss, losing these games, you have to look at the draft order of the other teams in front of us, and when they win, you're gonna feel better that we moved on up to the lower number. That's it. That's it. If the Bengals win and the Vikings win, oh, we lost, but damn, now we're not picking number 8. We go to number 5. The goal is to go to number 1, 2, or 3. That is the goal. Top 3.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
Hey, listen, we deserve a great NFL draft. We missed out in Vegas.
Hold on.
Elizar
Mendoza with the 22-19 Cowboys.
Man,
I bless.
That's so sweet.
Man, no. Mary Ella, tell him again. Bless her. Bless what?
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Man, I told you after last week, I said I'm going to ride with him one more time. After that, I'm off.
I can't no more.
I'm out of there. I'm out of there.
Unless I see something magical, listen,
Angels in the end zone's the only way.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be.
Angels in the end zone. With that being said, Spoon.
Yes, sir. Oh, sure. I am ready. I am ready.
It's it's right about that time, I think. It's right about that time. Spoonie's Minutes in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Purge.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Nation, this is an emergency broadcast. Everson Griffin has now been traded.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys, the young boys who've been drafted from this past draft, I'm letting you know right now, Jerry's not playing games. For the veteran guys, you are not promised to be here next season. So at this time, you better play your asses off because guess what's going to happen? You will be shipped. Brought to you by Spoonie from Star Gang Podcast. Been real, fellas.
Man, here's the thing. Mary, I think that was the shortest Spoonie minute. It wasn't even a minute.
I'm shocked.
The shortest Spoonie ever. However, I think it was actually the most effective Spoonie minute ever.
The purge, man. The purge.
The purge is real. Hey, I tell y'all what, man. We're about to get up out of here. Spoon, it's been a while since we did the after show.
Yes, sir.
On YouTube. You got time?
Yeah, I could do a couple.
No, a couple. Mary, you got time for after? I know. Hit them with it. All right, look. So, with that being said, man, we're going to close this thing down over here on Facebook. We appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. We are actually, give us about 10, 15 minutes. We're going to launch on Facebook, on YouTube. Star Gang Podcast is the YouTube channel. Jump over there, and we're going to rock. We're going to rock. Look, now, Rush and Elazar, be clear. The cuss jar is only here. If we cuss on the other channel, it does not count. If Mary, look, if Mary's here, it counts. If she's not here, it doesn't count. Okay, We're gonna keep it like that. But absolutely, guys, it's 9:46. We'll get out of here. 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. We're gonna go ahead and hit y'all back, and we're gonna do the after show on YouTube. Star Gang Podcast is the channel. Man, go ahead and shoot over there. Check us out. And we'll do the after show, having a little bit more fun with these wholesale changes.
Hey, guys.
It's going to be a blowout. If you got Philly fans, just block them now. Don't worry about it. Look, literally, y'all saw we had the Philly fan in here, the usual Philly
just
fan
ignored
said,
him.
man, this shit He was just like, man, it ain't even fun, man.
Yeah.
It ain't even fun. I can't even troll. It ain't even fun. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy the division, Philly, at 7-8-1, and have a terrible ass pick, and we'll be picking in the top 5. Catch you on YouTube here in 10 or so minutes. Check in, share it,